Morning, folks. All right. Good morning, folks. Howdy, Solera. Howdy, Clowncopter. So I think on Underlords mornings, we're going to try these on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to start with one ranked match to give people a chance to pop in, and then probably fill in some sub games after that. As always, one of the biggest things I can stress early in this game when you're learning it is just buy a lot of different things and stay open. A lot like drafting in Magic, you should be playing what you end up rolling and not go into a game with an idea that you're going to force a specific thing. Unlike drafted Magic, this game's a lot more forgiving if the first thing you start drafting doesn't end up going your way, because you can sell back base units for the same cost you bought them for. Both these items are pretty bad. We might end up with some Warlocks, so we'll grab that speculatively. And again, just because I draft this unit doesn't mean that I want to, like, force myself into playing Warlocks. Watched the 4-color Elementals VOD last night. Thanks for doing a great job with the Nation deck. Well, thanks for the support, Genesis. Yeah, it turned out okay. I think a deck like that's probably bad against, like I said, the Dreadhorde decks, but I think it's probably pretty okay in a lot of other places. It'll be interesting to see where the standard format ends up at once people realize they should be playing mono red again. They get bored trying new things, because right now there's a lot of brews, and I think we'll see a little bit less of that once the format settles down a little bit. None of these items are super amazing. I'm just going to grab a couple of speculative class items. Something like... this is actually a pretty good roll. So we got... one of the things in this game is that buying 3 of the same unit allows you to upgrade it to a 2-star unit. So getting a second copy of both Shadow Shaman and Warlock here is good, because it means if I roll another Warlock or Shadow Shaman, these guys get to upgrade. And Chaos Knight is just one of the higher power base units you can get early in the game. It's a 2-cost unit. You'll notice here, like I mentioned, we're spending down our gold every single round, so just trying to be flexible and stay open. Yeah, for this week and next week, I'm going to try doing Underlords 2 days a week in the mornings and see how the numbers go and what the feedback is like on that. So every Tuesday, Thursday, this week and next week, I'll be doing Underlords to start for 3 or 4 hours. And I am Chainmail's actually pretty good. Reduced cooldown is also decent, though. I'm gonna grab the chainmail. This is one of the better tier 1 items. Just armor scales well into the late game. I see. I don't know that counter spells. I don't know that I strictly expect counter spells to become that much more popular in Magic Standard format, just because, like, while there's not a lot of Esper right now, there is going to be more Esper as the format develops more. Does Underlords feel like less of a job than playing Modern? Well, I mean, to be fair, if you look at my schedule, I kind of reduced some arena playtime rather than reducing modern playtime. So I'm doing two modern leagues or 2 Moto leagues Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which is actually 1 more. So I'm doing 6 of those per week. So mostly banking on oh, this is a really solid turn. So we get to upgrade that and that. And I get to go ahead and slide this guy in. So in addition to collecting multiples of the same unit, every one of these units that you're buying also has these various factions on them. And combining units from those factions gives you bonuses if you get multiple things of that faction. So here, the Ogre Magi and the Warlock are both Bloodbound units, so when one of them dies, it powers up the other. More Nazi. And again, mostly just buying everything. Not 100% sure where my composition is going to end up at. Usually, you don't start really cementing your way into a specific composition until like rounds 15 to 20 or so. So you just want to kind of be flexible and stay open. Storing extra units on your bench here does cost you interest points if you can get up to 10. So sometimes it's right to not buy everything if you can collect interest, but often you just want to be buying everything early. So like, for instance, this is a knight and this is a troll. So there's a unit that's both a troll and a knight. So if I can find one of those, I wouldn't mind slotting it into my composition here because it would finish off 2 synergies for me. Well, it doesn't look like we've rolled that up here. So, I'm going to go ahead and sell these, because it puts me up to 9 gold, and then if I win the round, we get our extra point and get an interest. So if you're at 9 and you win the round, you get a bonus gold for winning the round, and that bonus gold does count towards your interest rate. Hey, Coverin, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. And with two 2-stars, we might actually be winning some of these early rounds, which is nice. Samurai Carl, thanks for 8 months. I appreciate that. So, interest locks at the start of the round with the asterisk. If your 1 gold from victory would have put you up over, you get an interest point from it. So, the 1 gold you get for winning the match can give you an interest point towards, can give you 1 point towards getting that next level of interest. So, I believe we should get 1 here, unless buying these takes away from that. I guess let's find out. Yeah, you get the interest. So, it locks in at 9 basically, and then the 10th one adds in there. So Bat Rider is actually exactly the unit I was talking about. So I get to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to go ahead and slot him in here. So he rounds out my troll and my knight bonus, which is really nice. I'm actually going to go ahead and level to try and keep win streaking. So I lose a point of interest by doing this. But I put another unit in play because if you can win multiple rounds in a row, you get a bonus that way. So I'd prefer to try and keep my win streak going. Our composition is like pretty reasonable overall, so we might be able to win streak. Although it looks like we're getting toasted here. Yikes. So a little bit punished for choosing to level up there since I didn't actually win the round. So I lost my win streak bonus and I lost my interest. Might have been a bad decision to do that. Hey, thanks, Go to War. Good to have you here. Good morning. Alright, so I think I want to sell and get interest. I'm going to get rid of these Ogre Magi's and this Crystal Maiden, I think. Hit that point of interest. Probably going to grab Lena here.
Best not leave me on the sidelines.
Just buy a bunch of stuff again. Waiting to see where it shakes out. What comp am I trying to go for? And again, like that questions like that, if you can answer what comp you're trying to go for before round 10, you either rolled incredibly lucky or you're trying to force something that you shouldn't be trying to force. So you shouldn't go into games with this idea that you know where you're going. If you look at every unit I have right now, even these 2-star units that one cost 2-star units sell back for the same amount of money that you bought them for. So you shouldn't feel committed just because you have a couple of 2-star units. Again, you want to be leaving yourself flexible to kind of go into what you open. So like, for instance, here's another Arc Warden, another Chaos Knight, so maybe I want to go in the directions of those. But again, you don't have control over what you're going to end up seeing up here, so you need to leave yourself flexible in order to be able to play whatever things you get past, basically. Go ahead and so another little trick you can do, and this game's not really APM based, but there's some things where if you can click quicker, you can gain a benefit. So I can store units in play in between rounds when these roll over, basically, and then I just need to sell these before the next round starts effectively. Just gonna go ahead and level here, actually. Yeah, this game, so the reason why this game has become really popular among people who are card game players is because the skills that you need to be good at this game translate very directly, or the skills that are good at drafting games are going to translate very directly to this game. Venomancer got buffed recently, and I think this is also just like a really good unit in general. In fact, I think I'm going to buy the Venos and probably replace the Tusk, because Veno is a Savage and a Warlock, and I already have one Warlock in play. And I have a Warlock item from earlier, which is nice. Probably not going to use these Drows this game. So you can see when I drop this guy in, he lights up my Warlock bonus, which is nice. Smuggler. Mask of Madness is like a good item, generally speaking, but I haven't found too many trolls. I think I'd rather get Smuggler. Although if I end up finding a Troll Warlord at some point, Mask is really good. Smuggler on round 10 is pretty decent, though. Gives you, because there's going to be a lot of creep runs for now and then. So Chaos Knight here gives me an upgrade there. Lycan's another good pick for potentially. Lycan, you can see it says I have 1-star Lycan already, so if I buy this, it doesn't upgrade. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the round to start, so that way my interest rate locks in at 11, and then I can buy this and still get my 1 point of interest for the game. Morden Ashworld, Morden Rian. Click over here and see who's doing our damage. Yeah, 2-star Chaos Knight. I'm just messing him up. Oh, looks like we're going down. And again, just like in Magic, in this game, your health total is very much a resource, so losing some of these early matches doesn't really matter. You don't really start to worry about your health total until you're like sub 50, because in the late game, if you lose a round hard, you can take like 15 to 20 points of damage. So usually you want like a 2-round buffer, so that way like you can lose a couple and still be okay. Disruptor is actually really good here because he's gonna round out Shaman and be a Warlock bonus for me. Although I don't really have a good way to slot him into my composition just yet. So I would need to put, in order to get the Shaman bonus as well, I would need to put this Storko in. So I'm going to grab this. I might want this Lena. Probably not going to be on Druids. Don't really have any of those just yet. I drink iced tea sometimes. Usually I just drink water in the mornings, honestly. So I like what I think of the change to the Warlock synergy. It seems okay. It's a little bit, it feels hard to evaluate. The bonus is a lot less straightforward than the bonus from... You can potentially lose the troll bonus when you level and slot both shamans in for the bat and that. Yeah, that's true, because that would round out my warlock. That drops this 2-star unit though, which is kind of sad. It also drops my knight bonus too, but the knight bonus isn't too huge. It's only impacting 2 things currently. My Shadow Shaman's not doing that much damage. So if I slot these in... Oh, wait. That's what I wanted to do, right? Yeah, that's better. That keeps Savage, gives me the Shaman, and gives me a Warlock bonus. I don't know if it makes my composition better overall, but it gives me more synergies, which is nice. This lost Troll and Knights, but gave me the Shaman bonus. Yeah, Chaos Knight's a pretty powerful one for sure. I may or may not want Tusk. I'm one warrior off of, or 2 warriors off of Tusk. It's another Bat Rider. I don't really want to level here. I think I'm probably just selling out of Tusk. This is another Shadow Shaman, so it's still early, so I could end up getting a Shadow Shaman 3. Like in 2 stars, doing a lot of damage here too. And again, like, people were asking earlier, you know, like, what composition are you going into? And again, the answer is we just don't know. We're kind of starting to get a feel for it. It'll depend on, like, what 3 and 4 stars we roll, really. The fact that we hit Disruptor early is nice. So hopefully, you don't want to start rolling aggressively for new units until you've really got your economy set up and going a lot of the time. Unless you're losing desperately and about to be dead in a round or 2, you usually don't want to hammer into re-rolling. That's a Luna upgrade. Luna might be the next unit I slot in, just because she's like a reasonable 2-star. Reposition for dogs, sure. I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion that, like, my composition's, like, not bad. I feel like people really overstate the importance of repositioning for the dog round, especially when I'm on mobile. I don't bother a lot of the time. If your composition is at all reasonable, you're gonna beat the dog round. Yeah, maybe that's it. I never played the original auto chess, but like the dogs are like really not scary here. Usually unless I'm like severely lose streaking, I don't usually bother repositioning. Like here we didn't lose a single unit there, I don't think, or maybe we lost just one. Fall from Grace tends to be good in general, but I don't really have... Force Staff seems fine. So I'm at 30 gold, so I don't think I really want to touch anything yet. When you buy experience in this game, you buy experience in increments of 4, so I wouldn't mind leveling to like drop this 2-star Luna in to like get my Night bonus, have another good 2-star unit, but I also don't want to pay for experience until I get to 8, because right now I'd have to buy experience 3 times to level up, and once we finish this round, we get 1 for free, and then I only have to pay for experience twice. So we'll go 1, 2, and then after this round finishes, we'll get the next. It might be early enough that we could eventually get a 3-star Lycan. These things are still pretty early on the Lycan front. Is it more in focus synergies? Mostly been trying to get individual units. possible, and it hasn't been working well. So again, the answer is, and this is again one of the reasons why this is just such an excellent style of game, is the answer to your question isn't you should always do this or never do this. The answer to your question is you need to be flexible and allow yourself the ability to work with what's happening in the particular game that you're doing. So always focusing on the same strategy. Always going into a game with the plan of I'm going to do this and it's going to work out is rarely going to work out for you. I think this Warlock's probably worth getting rid of. If I can sell another 3 cost, I can get interest this round. I'm going to sell the Lycan. So I said it might be early enough that we can get a 3-star Lycan, and while that's definitely true, I don't think it's worth not getting the interest here. Yeah, we're going to do sub games after I finish this first ranked game. So my plan for Tuesday and Thursday mornings when we're streaming Underlords is I'm going to do a ranked game to start, and then we'll play sub games after that. I can't seem to find this on Google. Is this game PvP all the time? What do you mean? What would the alternative be? You mean like can you play against bots? There is a game mode where you can play against bots, if that's your question. All right, so I have mostly ranged units at this point. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull my Dorkos back into a corner here, because the last group had assassins in it, so I think I'd like to not get smushed as much by those. Yeah, one of the things, balancing the interest versus balancing, like, what you're holding on your bench is definitely a challenge sometimes, because, like, every unit you have sitting here on your bench is potential economy that you're losing, right? Because these could be generating interest if they were money in the bank. So, I already hit a second CK2, so I don't really have any... I guess I have Luna as a Knight synergy, technically. I don't have a strong Knight synergy, but, like, CK is a pretty individually powerful unit, so we're definitely going to be working into that. So, we're kind of getting smushed here. I need to roll some more 2-star units. If we look at my board, I don't really have that many. I've got 1, 2. I guess I'm like half. What rank am I? I am boss 5 at the moment. How long is the average match? If you're doing well, the average match in this game lasts somewhere between 35 and 40 minutes. 30 and 45 minutes, somewhere in there. If you're not doing well, they can be very quick. When are you switching to Magic? You can always find my schedule on my website here. Arena is going to start about 11 a.m. just like every other morning. So this person has an assassin unit, which is one of the reasons to position back into the corners, because the assassin's units jump behind your board. Still just getting kind of smushed here. We might need to level and then start rolling a little bit aggressively here, because we're just dying to most people. We're down to 62 life, and like I said, once you get to like below 50s, the range where you're like, all right, I need to turn something around, and you can't take the money with you. Do they have bedfellows? Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah. They have a 2-star Chaos Knight, so it's pretty likely to get the level 3 as a thought. I don't think that's strictly true. It's, like, less likely, but calling it pretty unlikely, I think, is a little bit disingenuous. Alright, my Shadow Shamans might be going places. I might also want to level to 8 before we roll too much. There's an Arc Warden, so that's an upgrade. So I lose an interest point here buying that, but I think that's fine. I also might not be married to this Venomancer, although I guess Veno's giving me 2 bonuses, so that's fine. Oh, this is a creep round too. Yeah, I didn't need to spin there because it's a creep round. Nah, I haven't touched the Warhammer game in a little bit. Their player base just never ended up getting off the ground. This has become my go-to non-magic / mobile game. Sacred Relic's pretty good. Just like straight plus 60 attack damage. We'll go ahead and slide that onto Luna because she bounces around. Actually, we'll slide it onto Arc Warden because his copies get the item too. I might actually want to level here. Yeah, I think I'm probably supposed to level. I'm gonna go ahead and slide a second CK in here. So putting 2 of the same demon into play does not negate your demon bonus, and my CK2 is doing like 1400 damage, so that seems fine. That's double Lycan. That item might have been wasted on Arc Warden. Yes, yeah, if you put 2 of the same demon unit in play, you keep the plus 50% bonus or whatever it is they have. Yeah, I probably should put the plus 60 damage item on Luna. That's a Bat Rider upgrade. One of the nice things about Bat Rider with Luna is they're both range knights. They sit back here together and provide the bonus.
A beast cornered is twice as dangerous.
So we're down to 40 here. If we don't start winning rounds here, we're going to be in the bottom 4, which will suck. Our composition really didn't end up coming together here. I don't really have any good frontline units. Yeah, they've got like a 3-star already. Yeah, I don't know that I really have a good position to pivot to either. I don't have any gold. I think leveling to 8 there might have been a mistake too, because it depleted my economy, so I was no longer gaining interest. And I didn't really complete any meaningful synergies by doing it. Well, I mean, there's 2 more Chaos Knights. Let's aggro roll for upgrades here. Pretty unlikely to get a Chaos Knight, huh? Pretty unlikely. Snoop Doge, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We might still just die here. Like, this person has 2 3-stars. Of course, their 3 stars are 1 cost 3 stars. So maybe I've got a shot. Yeah, my Chaos Knight just got melted. I'll grab a Disruptor. I may or may not actually want this other Lycan, because, like, I'm pretty unlikely to 3-star this Lycan before we die. So I think I'm actually going to sell these and, like, look for a Disruptor, Troll Shaman, or Venomancer for upgrades. Because we only got, like, 1 more round in us here. So, like, these are 2 away from an upgrade. These are 1 away from an upgrade. I don't have that much gold. And again, like, we're dying pretty badly here, so I'm gonna roll trying to find these upgrades. All right.
Looks like it's up to us.
If we can not lose out of the match this round, we get a creep round next round. So we've got 2 3-star units now, so maybe we have a shot. Although one's only a 1 cost 3-star, so it's like not nearly as good as some other possibilities. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna lose here. Yep. Wow, is that first out? That's the first time we've had a first out in a while. Did we get demoted too? Brutal. Yeah, just nothing really came together there. Stayed a little bit too open for too long. Maybe I also probably should have focused in some more meaningful directions, like going Knights or Warriors tends to be a good plan. Like, I failed. I didn't like when I had synergies, they like weren't good synergies. Like the Shaman, I'm not certain that the Shaman synergy is even good still. The last couple of times before the change, shamans were definitely bad, but I still don't think they're particularly good. I'm gonna do a sub game after this one. I'd like to win a ranked game. Yeah, Arc Warden's like even when you get refresher on him, he's still pretty bad. What do they do to shamans? They change shamans so if you need all 3 of them for them to do the thing now, and they give opponents negative mana when they have modifiers on them. One of the other things that happened that game was I picked up 2 class items that ended up not working out for me. So I like kind of had 2 items that ended up just not doing anything. I also picked up trolls early last game and then ended up not doing anything with them. It might probably better just pick the 2 axes up here actually, rather than doing trolls. Having a chance to roll a 2-star early is pretty important. Hey, Codesmith, thanks for the 2-month Prime resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Disruptor's fine. Disruptor rounding out Warlocks now makes him a pretty quality unit because like Warlocks are a fine bonus, but I agree that like trying to get 3 shamans, Arc Warden feels like it's like not good enough most of the time. Hey Sneal, thanks for the 2-month resub. Hope your Tuesday is finding you well. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, look, that's an axe upgrade, and that's a 2nd troll. This Witch Doctor is actually one I've been pretty impressed with. His paralyzing cask that stuns units is like pretty good. If you get a 2-star on him early-ish, he can carry pretty hard, especially because he synergizes with the other trolls. Yeah, I've liked New Vivian. I think I might try some more green block today at the end of the stream. I think I want to try cutting the Cavaliers to the top end and play Steel Leaf Champions. I've been trying to find another good 3-drop for that deck, and Steel Leaf Champion might be the droid I'm looking for. Grab chainmail. The Savage item is like really good if you're in Savage units, but there's no guarantee that I end up doing that. And like one of the reasons why I think we failed so hard last game was because I took items that were kind of speculative and then ended up not getting anything that panned out into them. Get another troll there. I could just get druids here. I wonder if it's right. I wonder if it's right to do that. I might be right to do that, honestly. This gives me 2 2-star units. So druids give you a free upgrade if you have 2 of them. I might still want to be in trolls, but I guess we didn't really have any damage output here. This guy tanks a lot of life, and none of my 3 units really did any damage there, so maybe it was wrong to pull the trolls. I don't know. Losing the early rounds doesn't really matter. Usually you have to get losing the early rounds isn't really significant. They get more limited practice in? Nah, I'm probably not going to be practicing more limited. If I'm being incredibly honest, we went 4-0 in the matches we played yesterday, and it was just like a stunning reminder of that like limited is just incredibly boring. Well, sometimes the game tells you what you're going to be playing, and it's really easy. So sometimes, like I said, stay open, pick the things that get handed to you. So that gives me a brawny bonus, it gives me a warrior, and it was a level 2 tusk. So, this game does have variance by design in it. I think if you're playing well a lot of the time, you can usually end up in the top half or so of your matches, but getting first, second, third if you're playing with people of similar skill probably requires getting a little bit lucky a lot of the time. Yeah, I could lock in the Savage bonus, that's true. Enchantress just heals so much, and neither of these guys are doing damage output. Yeah, I probably should slot the Enchantress in to get the Savage bonus. I'd really love to roll like a Lycan. He would get the Warrior bonus as well. I think we actually just might not be able to kill this thing before the Enchantress just like heals it back up every time. Our configuration right now definitely lacks damage output. Alright, she's squishier. We drew. So you could draw around. So there's a timer that's not accurate. I don't know what this clock up here is doing, but like it's not accurate. I might also just want to like level and put oh, I sold my Trent. That might have been wrong. Like I've got a bunch of trolls down here. Hey, Negative, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I mean, Axe's damage is definitely not great. These all have a 10% bonus now. Tusk did 3k there because they were healing so much. This is another one where they have a lot of beefy units. They don't have anything that heals though, so maybe we can just kill through them. The big issue was they had beefy units. Like we both had beefy units, but they had a healer. Yeah, Lena might be okay. If we win the round here, which we might, we can buy Lena with the +1. You know, there might also be merit to buying these. I'm gonna buy these for now too, because Pudge would round out Heartless if we found that. And archers go okay with warriors in the front line. Yeah, all of the class items honestly are pretty good if you can roll into them. Do I just sell out of the trolls and get my interest bonus? Probably not. I'm gonna sell these and get my interest bonus. These are, so we've got like a bunch of things that are 1 unit away from a star upgrade, which is pretty good. Stunning their shaman that constantly hurts itself is real good. Axe does not scale well into the late game unless you get a 3-star on him, and we're early enough that we might be able to 3-star him. I am almost win streaking. I think we'll be win streaking after this match win, right? This was, are we 3-0 now? I'm gonna sell the Druid and put the Vino in as... Actually, let's put the extra health item on this one. Would grab Beastmaster in case you go Hunters. Yeah, that's probably a good call. It rounds out Brawny, and we could end up in Hunters with the Drow. Like maybe I don't end up on Juggernaut, or I end up on Juggernaut and Beastmaster instead of Axe, because Axe doesn't scale super well, and Juggernaut and Beastmaster are both fine. We're also gonna have a I'll level after this round. I might level twice, honestly. When you're it's good to level more aggressively when you're win streaking early, because win streaking, you're incentivized to continue with streak. Although I probably don't want to level before I creep around here.
I don't miss.
Huh? So I could do this, and then I do this, and it gives me the Heartless bonus, which seems pretty good. It's another axe. I'm gonna sell out of these trolls. Get my... Oh, I missed my interest. Why wasn't it clicking? That's so weird. I missed my interest. I, like, clicked on it and, like, kind of highlighted, but didn't actually select. I'm gonna miss a gold because of that. It's unfortunate. Pudge is really good against that. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we were one off, so we should get the interest point. So one of the ways that you measure how good the rest of the people are doing in this game is you can't measure by the life total, because your life total is a resource. Comparing who's streaking tends to tell you how well people are doing. So I wouldn't mind hitting the Savage bonus, but I think hitting the Savage bonus is less important than hitting that extra point of interest this round, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell. We're probably realistically gonna hit the axe this game, which is sweet. I don't think I want any of these. We're one away from bows, so we're probably looking for like a Medusa or a Miranda, or I'm blanking on the 3-star unit's name, but that's a pretty good one as well. Looking to round out that synergy with my next pickup. Wind Ranger, yeah, that's the one. Buy everything anyways. That's unnecessary. Sniper would be an okay last one as well. Huh? I'm gonna Smuggler. I could see getting Tooth and Claw, 'cause, like, I have a level 2 Tusk, and, like, we're pretty likely to, like, find an upgrade of Lycan this game, because Lycan would round out this and give me the Warrior bonus. That's a Juggernaut. Alright, so we're on win streak 4. I'm gonna buy this and go ahead and lose an interest point to leveling, and just go ahead and drop him in so we can continue win streaking. I guess I could have dropped him in over this, but like I said, I don't mind leveling aggressively when we're win streaking, because that gives us more likely to continue that win streak. This is a ranked match. We're gonna do a sub game after this one, Bob. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 ranked games to start my mornings, and then switch to sub games. Yeah, that's exactly right. Whatever level you are, that's how many heroes you can have in play. I can see that, because I'm not getting the archer bonus anyways, and this is a good damage output unit, and I've got a lot of chunky frontline. I also gets to sit here next to Drow and get her passive bonus of getting an extra damages. Extra attack speed. Does anybody else have Drows? I have Drows. They have a Drow. I have another Drow on the bench. I'll pick this up, but if someone else is also pushing for the 3-star Drow, it's pretty unlikely. Yeah, Shadow Fiend's damage output when he ults is, like, really high. So, to a degree, you're trying to draft synergies. In the early game especially, it's frequently right just to have more 2-star units. So, it's kind of like a balancing act of, like, finding synergies. Yikes. So, we're playing against someone else who's also win streaking, so not surprised to see that end there. If we're gonna lose our win streak, so it's probably someone else who's also winning a lot. Yes, the pool of characters is shared across everyone. Disruptor's actually kind of sweet here. It would give me the Warlock bonus, and it would give me that. I wonder if I pull him and put this in. I might also want Wind Ranger and Pudge here.
Need a ranger, huh?
I could potentially get the full Brody bonus. What determines the different levels of heroes? You mentioned you might get a 3-star axe. So when you buy multiples of the same unit, they start to level up. So 3 1-star gets you a 2-star, and you need 3 2-stars to get a 3-star. So basically you need to buy 9 copies of a thing to get you a 3-star. So if I hadn't lost my win streak, I would probably level and put my axe back in. But because I lost my win streak, I'm not super worried about leveling quickly. So like, for instance, we need to buy 4 more 1-star axes to get a 3-star axe. And if we don't hit a 3-star axe, we're probably not going to put him back in, depending on how things look. Lone Druid's really powerful, but we don't have another Druid to go with him, so we're probably not worried about that. I'm also at 41 gold, so I just want to sit here and like keep my economy going. Every 5th round is a creep round, and the creep rounds tend to be a lot weaker than the human players. So generally speaking, you want to not spend before the creep round because it's a free interest round. Free. They have a couple of assassins. They have 2 2-star drows, so us getting a 3-star is pretty unlikely because they've pulled a lot of them out of the pool. Disruptor is so good. Just shh, be very quiet.
I could do this all day.
And we'll hit enough gold from here that we'll get 5 interest. The round 15 creeps are assassin creeps, so they jump behind you. So you can see I take my front line and I pull it to the back. Like I mentioned in the last game, it's not as big of a deal because like our composition's like pretty strong this game. So if you don't manage to do that, you're going to be fine most of the time if your composition is good. It's another Beastmaster. Again, your interest rate locks in at the start of the round. So I'm going to wait for the round to start before I buy anything. So I want to lock in my 5 points of interest. Probably pick up the Sniper too. I'm not sure if I want to end up in Wind Ranger or Sniper, and which one I end up in will probably be determined by which one I 2-star first. You just remember where the creep wave is. I'll probably just board shuffle. It's probably right to sell the extra drow because there's a 2-star drow out, but there's 35 1-star units in there, so like multiple people can 3-star a drow. It's like not unheard of, not impossible, far from it. Like technically 3 people can 3-star a 1-cost unit. Yeah, if you sell drow, it goes back into the pool for others. I would love a higher class of criminal, I think. I guess that's not true. No, I'm going to get Vanguard because I'm trying to find a couple of 1-cost units. And like if you're trying to level 1-cost units, sometimes it's right to just wait because it becomes harder to find them as you go. Ugh. Eh. That's gonna be a little dangerous. Oh, I forgot to put my item back on someone. I forgot to equip my Vanguard. That's a pretty big punt. We're probably gonna lose to this person anyways. Their board's pretty good. Not putting the Vanguards on, a pretty big mistake though. Hey, what's going on, Bloodshot Eyes? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing. I've been liking this game a good bit. My plan is to do Underlords every Tuesday and Thursday morning for a couple of weeks, see what the numbers look like, and then reevaluate. How do you know the distribution? Where do you find that info? It's they posted it on Twitter at one point. I don't know that that's in client yet. I'm gonna go ahead and level here and put Axe back into play. He's like a pretty chunky unit. What's SF's damage been like? Shadow Fiend still putting out the damage. Is it right? I could get my next Brawny buff by putting this into play. Maybe that's right. That might be wrong. The individual quality on Shadow Fiend is pretty high. Is this just a turn-based MOBA? No, far from it. It's a new genre of game. This game is only related to a MOBA and the fact that it uses the same characters that a MOBA does. Take out Tusk. Yeah, that's probably the call because I have four warriors. We can put Shadow Fiend back in and cut Tusk from the composition. Hey, thanks for the Prime, Ninja Killa. Good to have you here. I subscribe because you're one of my favorite Magic streamers. I like Underlords better than TFT, and you're the only one who plays them. Well, thanks for the support. Yeah, I've definitely liked this more than... It seems to me like the only reason people are playing TFT more than this is because they, what's it called is more popular? League? But Riot's kind of a miserable company, so I don't think. I'm pretty happy to be playing this instead. It's a level 2 Shadow Fiend, yep. I may or may not end up in Lycan here.
I won't let you down. Smart investment.
That lost me my Heartless bonus, so maybe it was wrong. I probably want... My positioning also wasn't great because I did that quickly. I probably want to just level here, honestly, and keep Pudge in, because Pudge gives me Heartless and Warrior. It might be right to level aggressively and get this Pudge back in. Yeah, if I level now though, it hammers my economy. I don't know that I want to level because it hammers my economy pretty hard. Probably gonna be off this Lycan and this Tusk plan with that pickup. Yeah, this is around 19, so I'll probably wait till 21 to level. I think we're gonna be okay for now. Juggernaut might reasonably 3-star for us. We're still early-ish. So I'd love to find another Disruptor to hit a 2-star there. I'd love to find a what's the cooldown on him? It's 20 seconds. Would love to find a couple more axes. Yeah, I'm tentatively having an open chat for the Underlord stream since this is a new game for me. I'm trying to build a little... There's overlap for Magic players, but to a degree it's building a new community, and open chat is better for community building. For sure. Yeah, exactly. The traction from having your interest is very important. I agree. How you can get in on the sub games? Make sure you're in the subscriber Discord, and we're gonna shift to playing sub games after this one is done. So after this level, after round 20, we'll be leveling up. When we level, we'll slide Pudge back into the composition because he completes Heartless and Warrior for us, which is nice. And then we're hoping for another Beastmaster, another Disruptor. It's going to be a little bit harder to find axes once we level, but it is what it is. Look at that. We're going to hit level 8 and still have basically max interest, which is awesome. I think I take Refresher. I don't know that I have Refresher on her power shot's probably not terrible. Oh, on Shadow Fiend. It's awesome on Shadow Fiend. Yeah, I was like trying to think like who I want this on. It's definitely Shadow Fiend. We might 3-star him. Beastmaster. Could maybe 3-star Beastmaster too. Who's a good little 4K Shadow Fiend. Warlock Alliance sucks worse than before. I think Warlocks are fine. The fact that Disruptor gets to be a Warlock, I think is a subtle buff for it. Like, I don't think you want to like max Warlocks, but like getting the first 2 Warlocks is fine. It's like pretty free to roll 2 Warlocks. You just like have 2 individually powerful units that happen to be Warlocks. So it's like a free roll synergy basically. Hey, General Laurel, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Like this, for instance, like these just like happen to be Warlocks and they're good. Like the Troll Warlock happens to be good a lot of the time too, and he's a free roll in a lot of compositions. I feel like Warlocks are fine because you end up free rolling it into your configuration often. Necropolis might be something that we end up wanting here. I think I'm going to go ahead and sell this Beastmaster because we're by no means guaranteed to get a level 3 there, and I definitely want the interest point. This, if I find a different warrior for Pudge, this could slot in and keep my Heartless bonus together, which is nice. I would love to roll up an axe level. That would be nice. Yeah, Alchemist is another good example of a fine Warlock. Yeah, I agree with that. It's time to get serious. No, it's mostly just like my legs were feeling cramped, so it was time to stand up. Once you hit level 8 and have max interest, that's about the time that you start looking into like, do you want to start re-rolling for upgrades? I think that's about the case. It's another Shadow Fiend. So we're 1 Pudge. These are like speculative. These are like speculative level 3s. These are 1 away from level 2s. We're gonna grab Shadow Fiend because that gets us closer to speculative level 3. Just putting 2 Shadow Fiends into play is like also fine in the mid to late game because Shadow Fiend's individual DPS is just so incredibly high. Just like having 2 of them is often okay. We've not rushed a level in a creep round yet today. We've been being pretty good about that. It's not bad at all. Yeah, hitting these would not be bad. If we get fortunate, we can roll into an axe. We're on a 24% chance on tier 1 units because we're starting to get into the higher tiers. So I probably want to try and round this axe out before too long. I'm probably going to maintain my interest bonus until at least after 25 though. So that's another Shadow Fiend. If we level to 9, it might just be put that Shadow Fiend, the second Shadow Fiend in. Alright. Looks like Shadow Fiend might be happening. I'm gonna swap the positioning on these. So that way Shadow Fiend's not getting as squished, which is nice. Oh, I should have moved her over. She'll move over on her own to the Drow Aura, right? Yeah. So I should move her over to start. And you can see here, even my 2-star Shadow Fiend is like doing like 2 and 3k points of damage. Drow's probably not happening because someone else was already doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and roll here a little bit. Juggernaut 3-star could happen. God, that's another Shadow Fiend. All right. Whew. 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 All right. All right, gone streaking. Let's go streaking, chat. It was a creep round too. It was a creep round, but that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. We no longer need to play conservatively. Fast and loose from here on out. We got that's a second 2-star Jug, so Jug's on his way to a 3-star as well. Any games where you hit multiple 3-stars are usually pretty good. Yeah, we're at 73 and we're streaking. When you're streaking this late into the game, you're usually going to be in a pretty good spot. I feel like I'm gonna grab Pipe because I think if we end up getting melted, if we end up losing here, it's probably gonna be because we get melted by mages. Yeah, is there a mage team? Yeah, there's at least one mage team here, although they're a little bit of everything. Yeah, I feel like the way this composition has gotten set up that like if you want Kunkka over Pudge. Do you not value Heartless? I think Heartless is fine. I think the Heartless is like pretty valuable. Shadow Fiend, doing crazy damage output. Do. Oh, I need to move the Wind Ranger. Yeah, she's not attacking right away. $6K Shadow, and he didn't even get his second ult off. So I could probably swap him now so he takes a little bit more damage because he's got a lot of tank. He's a little bit more tanky at this level, and I want him to be able to like pop off twice. You know, I'm not really rolling for anything at this point. I feel like okay, so we'll probably grab the Troll Lords because this is like just an incredibly individually powerful unit. So like if I roll up a 3-star at him, we might slot him in. I think I'm just being conservative and like leveling at this point. Although if I hit level 9, the chances of getting the 3-star axe go down. Oh, Shadow Fiend just melts their board. Just like first SF fault, and it's just like everybody else goes away. Is anybody else rolling axe? I don't think so. We're here. Axe looks like that. No, it doesn't look like there's any other axes out. We just haven't seen them. Yeah, I'm not rolling for the 3-star axe, but like I have the full brawny buff in my composition right now. It's just kind of worked out that way. So like if 3-star axe happens, like that's fine, but like we're not like working hard to get 3-stars. Like, I'm not spending a bunch of money here to try and get the 3-star axe, right? These could potentially 3-star, maybe if we get super fortunate. I'll pick them up because it's a free roll to pick them up. Yeah, the glasses have been useful, Hayes. You can also try a software filter. If you look, every major operating system at this point basically has a software filter built into it. Why aren't you? Oh, they locked him. I guess maybe that's a reason to pull him back because he got locked off his ult there. He got locked off his ult and we're still winning here by a good margin. Yeah, I'm gonna switch him with Disruptor.
Still have plenty of arrows left.
Still did 3K without his ult. What a beast. The Doom lock's random. Oh, that's good to know. This one's Disruptor.
You won't regret this.
Yeah, glasses or a software filter definitely help with eye strain. I was having pretty frequent stress headaches And the glasses definitely helped. Like I said, if you don't want to invest in glasses, you can try a blue light filter as well. Just on the software end. It discolors your screen a little bit, but it should also help you. Oh no. We might need no. SF, melty SF. Alright, I think we're gonna be good. SF is a 3-star, so yeah, alright. I could level. I don't know that I necessarily want to level just yet. Can I level without losing my streak? We're going into round 30, right? So there's no reason to level aggressively. When we hit the 3-star Shadow Fiend, we've kind of just been on cruise control. This is round 30, so like I'm not gonna roll aggressively. I'm not gonna level till after the. I guess I could level now because you max interest at 5, so it doesn't really matter. Your interest max is at 5. Do I want a Kunkka or do I want a Kunkka or do I want a troll? That could go either way. Kunkka's pretty good. The stuns from Kunkka with this are pretty reasonable. I wouldn't mind seeing a Tide because he gets the Hunter bonus as well too. So Tide's probably better than Kunkka in my composition. Tide plus Dusa would be great. Tide plus Dusa would be great 9-10 units in here. Tide Dusa would give me yep, that's awesome. Let's put that on Drow because she has a pretty incredible attack rate. Her attack rate's actually not good. Let's put that on Wind Ranger. Nothing in here is pretty good. Let's roll for some upgrades or better units at this point. There's the Dusa I was talking about. Great. Wind Ranger 3 is probably going to happen. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm sure now that I said that, I'm never going to see it again. But oh, SF. Oh, SF.
As if there was any doubt.
That 7,800 damage Shadow Fiend. One Shadow Belt. Good. God bless you, Refresher Orb. There's only 3 of us left. There's another Kunky. There's another Dusa. If I hit 2-star Dusa, Dusa's probably better than Wind Ranger. Any of the 3-star units that cost like 3+ are like pretty good. Wow, they have a 2-star SF too, who got melted out of it. Get out of here. Oh no! Oh no, melt! Oh no! Melt! Melt, SF, melt! Their horses almost got us. Their horses almost got us. Yeah, Maelstrom's really good on her. I agree. Agree with that. The brawny bonus might not be worth it at this point. If I get some 3-stars, it's probably worth it. That's a Tide. That's scary. Oh no! Oh no! They silenced my Shadow Fiend. All right, we're one on one. I probably want to reposition at this point. I probably want to reposition. Silenced means they can't use their abilities. All right, if we lose again here, we have a creep round up next, and we'll figure out how we want to reposition. Did I pass the tide? I wasn't. Sorry, I was pigeonholed on what I wanted to do. I was looking just for these upgrades because I'm one off on both now. Well, believe it or not, when they don't stun my Shadow Fiend, we're fine. So when they don't stun the Shadow Fiend, we're fine. So yeah, so passing the tide was wrong. I was against the clock, and I had a unit on board, so I was only looking for specific things, so I had the unit on board. Axe frees up infinite bench space. This is a creep round, so let's not do anything stupid, Hogland. Let's put Axe in the middle, actually. Let's put this chainmail on Kunkka. I probably should have done that a while ago. You want me to spend to 10? You think that's worth it? I guess I should spend a 10 and drop DOTA in. If I wait one round, I get to spend 5 less. If I wait one round, I get to spend 5 less. I should probably put pipe on someone in the middle of my comp, huh? On Shadow Fiend. I mean, Shadow Fiend's got refresher on him at the moment. Yeah, this is eventually going to go on DOTA when I hit 10. When I hit 10, we'll drop that on DOTA for sure. I'm gonna hit 10 after this round, and then we can start looking for our last Juggernaut. You want Disruptor in front for faster ults? I can see that. He's got a lot of hit points. I got the Brawny buff too. SF got silenced. I'm probably dead. Yeah, it seems like when the SF gets silenced, I die. I think I'm gonna pull back. Oh, armor means less, okay, that's an interesting thought.
Please don't make me work with track 6.
Yeah, a tide would be good. Tide would probably slot in over Pudge here. God, how do I keep getting mass silenced? Do they have a disruptor as well? Yeah, they have a disruptor as well. All right, so I probably want to spread out, right? That's probably what I want to do. I'm one off of the archer bonus at this point. Yeah, disruptor just like maybe I'm supposed to spread out this back line. Yeah, putting Disruptor in the front line is probably not a bad idea, so he happens first. Oh, we're so close. Their disruptor hit just my Shadow Fiend that time. Sweet. Sweet. All right. So, lowering the impact, lowering the pipe's in a bad position, sure. Didn't micromanage my items accordingly. Let's put the pipe on the tide, actually. That's a Dusa. All right, and this is a creep round, right? So I'm one Dusa, one Wind Ranger, one Tide away from upgrades on those. And we pivoted off of them at the last minute, so yeah, this is a creep round. Yep. Should move these up for the creep round. I'll pull them back again in a second. Yeah, the creep rounds are really weak in this game. I actually wouldn't mind if they kicked up the creeps a little bit. You think I want the 11 units? I could have put in a second Tide? Yeah, maybe. Uh, 11 units is another... Yeah, that's true. It would give me my Archer bonus. They threw my Tide back. It looks like, honestly, the end of this was a really good example on positioning, right? Like, I feel like our composition was much better than theirs. We were just in a position where their disruptor was destroying us, right? And like pulling apart at the end here where their disruptor could no longer slaughter us is good. Like, even when their disruptor doesn't die immediately, it's still impacting this.
Let me show you what I can do.
I mean, even if they reposition, I don't think they can, like, what kind of position could they do that would make me want to change? Yeah, we have infinite 3-star units. I guess this, they flip it. They flip the switch. I think this is still fine. I think we're still okay. Yeah. They're probably dead here. This is probably the end. Yeah. Yeah, their flip meant that SF hit them harder. Yeah. Yay, we got back to boss level 5. Yeah, this composition was kind of absurd. The fact that, yeah, and like I said, like, I feel like any game where you're playing against people of similar skill level, in order to finish in the top 3, you usually need to get a little bit lucky. Or the top 2, probably. I feel like if you're playing well, top half a lot of the time, but just like a game like Magic, in a game that is variance by design, when you're playing against people of similar skill level, the more similar your skill level is in a game with variance by design, the more often variance is going to be the decider in those games. So like, if you're consistently steamrolling and getting first and second all the time, you should probably play more until you get to a higher rank where that eventually balances out. All right, want to play some sub games? Let's play some sub games. We're gonna play for another hour and a half, 2 hours. So if you are a Twitch sub, make sure you are in the subs Discord. I'm going to post a party code there.